you guys. I hope your week is going well. I wanted to come on here and say a few things about the essay that you guys have due this coming up Saturday. It's your first major essay, so I got to look at several rough drafts that you guys submitted early yesterday. And in looking at those, I kind of wanted to remind all of you of a few things that you'll want to keep in mind as you're writing this rhetorical essay. So there is a document in your unit that says more about the rhetorical analysis essay assignment, and I'm going to link that to this post so that you can click it and go directly to it, because it has important information that I think could have easily been overlooked with folks who are writing their rough draft and some of you who are working on your paper right now. So there are a couple of things. The essay needs to be between 3 and 5 pages, 750 words minimum to pass. Okay, so that's one major thing. And I know the rough drafts didn't always, they're not always completed, but it needs to be that long before you turn it in. Now, that's just like one point about just a requirement that you need to keep up. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is what this purpose of this essay is. And I'm going to read this from the sheet here. The point of this essay, the topic, it requires you to analyze one of the essays that you read for the class in Unit 2 and say whether or not the author was successful in making their point. So what that means is it doesn't really matter if you agree with that author at all. What matters is, did they prove their point well? So you could agree with them all day. They could be writing an article about why pizza is the best food ever, and you may agree with that, but if they don't argue it very articulately, if they don't prove why well, you still need to critique the article. It's not about the topic, it's about how the article or the author presents that information, okay? That's critical, and many of you will find that difficult because it's a hard task. But I really don't want you to forget that, because that can really penalize your grade if you miss the point of the assignment. So it's not whether you agree. Is this an effective and convincing argument? Are they successful in the way they make their argument? The other thing that I really want to make sure that you understand connects to your thesis statement. So I saw some rough drafts that didn't have a thesis statement. I recommend that everyone, at the end of your introductory paragraph, you write a sentence that says something along the lines of, this author completes their argument well because, or they don't do a good job because. So you need to be very clear at the last sentence of your introduction whether or not the author does a good job and why or why not. I'm going to write that as a note in this post too so that you can remember. End of the introduction, a thesis statement that says this author does well or does not do well and why. That's really critical, and if you do that, you're going to guarantee that you at least have a thesis statement, because I sometimes see essays for this assignment they don't have a thesis statement at all. Another thing that I see in this assignment is the use of first person, like I or second person with you. Please do not use I or you in the paper. The document here clearly says do not use I in this essay. And another thing that I see sometimes is that the MLA format is incorrect. There's information in the unit for how to create a works cited and how to do MLA format. You can also Google it. So you really want to make sure that those finer points are being paid attention to. So I'm going to post this video. I'm going to link the document that I'm looking at here that has like a lot of good information about the essay, and then I'm going to also remind you how to write a thesis statement in this post. So I hope this helps you. Please contact me if you have questions. The one other thing I wanted to mention was, because your assignment is due on Saturday, I won't be able to talk to you on the day that it's due. I'm only on eCourse Monday through Friday. So if you have questions for me, please try to get them in before Friday, because I won't be able to answer anything after that because it'll be the weekend. So please submit your essay though on Saturday before, I think it's at 11:59 on Saturday. Remember, it's got pushed back so we would avoid any course-in maintenance. Yeah, and along with your rhetorical essay, you have a quiz due. So course-in will remind you of that, and I'll remind you of that too. So again, please contact me if you have questions about anything I've said or anything that you've seen in the course, and I hope you have a good week.